First of all, I want to apologize. I was supposed to be doing this at 8:30, but we are currently doing a gospel video at my congregation, and we had a little fellowship afterwards. So that's where I was. So forgive me. Anyway, if you don't know who I am Leslie. You can call me LesAnn because it's still my name. I play with fabric. That's pretty much the best way to describe who I am and what I do. I play with fabric. Depends on what day of week, how much playing happens. Okay? So if you have not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. If you want to see fabric, which I got boatloads. Um, Fabric hauls, yeah, I still do them, but not as much as I used to. Hey now, um, I sew so longs. I don't necessarily follow any directions, so I'm probably not the person you want to follow when it comes to direction having. But if you need a question answered, as far as a pattern goes, commercial or otherwise, I can tell you, I just don't follow them. Why? Because I'm just me. Anyway, so tonight I was supposed to do a so long, or I thought about so long, so I have to divert that because Leslie started sewing the project that she was going to sew with y'all because she was bored earlier. And in fact, it's almost done. So I'm going to tell you what pattern it is, and then eventually I will probably finish it off screen. So make sure as you come in, you say hey to me, and I'll say hey to you. Um, and if you're not following or subscribe to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Okay? All right. So here is the top. Ooh, she cute. I will say the sometimes when I come on screen, it's like you're looking at it regularly, you're like, oh, it's cute. But it's like when you see it in the actual screen, it's just something about it just makes it look even better. I don't know why. I have no idea why it looks even better, but it does to me. Oh, she cutie. She's a cutie patootie. So this is actually made out of, hey now, um, Sean, W. Sean, thank you for coming in. So this is, let me tell you the pattern. It is actually McCall 7838, and I'll show it to you. It is I used the base of it, but the sleeve came from M8198. So I use this sleeve right here. I did a long sleeve because what happens is I tend to be cold no matter where I'm at. And being that this is a chiffon, it's in fact a crinkled chiffon, so it has a texture to it. I decided that, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and do this top, and we will discuss why I didn't do the other top that I was supposed to do. Which I can't find the pattern. I know why I can't find the pattern. I'll tell you why. Because I opened the pattern before I attempted to cut anything. What happened was I realized I didn't like that pattern because it was a lot of pieces. And when you have a chiffon or certain fabrics, you kind of don't want to break it up a whole lot. And when you break it up a whole lot, what happens is it distorts, it just doesn't look as good. So I said, no, no, girl, I'm not doing that one. So I didn't do it. So I opted to do this look, which works out to me perfectly. I'm in the process of doing a lot of tops, practicing, trying to hone my skills to get the kind of button up tops that I want. So this is one of them. I did do French seams in it. The last things I need to do is actually put the buttons and the buttonholes and hem the sleeve. Hey now, Camila, if I said it wrong, forgive me. Is to do the buttonholes and hem the sleeve. It's gonna be a gathered sleeve and hem the. I may change the bottom of the hem a little bit, like take off the extra curve because it's really curved, as you can tell. I may take off a little bit, just a little bit. Not a whole lot. But I did do French seams. And in fact, when it's chiffon or lightweight, it's probably the easiest, even when it has a lot of gathers in the cap, because there's a lot of gathers up there. But it looked nice. It looked nice. So I'm gonna show. Let's see if I can figure out where the pattern is of the other thing that I made this week. So this one I made, of course, was working on it today. And I actually decided to make it because I wanted to go with something. So I'm going to show you what I made it to go with. And I may have to put this one or this particular one in the description because I don't know where I did with the pattern. I have no idea. It is a macaw's. It's a paper bag style. I don't know. A lot of my stuff, it go missing because I don't put stuff in the same place like I need to. Hey now, my Lord is King. Hey, amen. My Lord is King. Hey, ma'am. Yes. So I made these pants. These are made out of I think it's a cotton blend. It almost looks gauzy, but it's not. It is textured, lightweight. It's the first time I made this pattern. And that's one of the things I'm trying to do is make clothes that's easy to pull on, that I can run and do errands, and that looks really good. There's some modifications I do need to make. I will tell you that. For these, I did make a size. It went up to a size 24. Size 24. But I actually added an extra inch on both sides for comfort. It did fit me if I left it as is, but I did do French seams on the inside, except for the top. So I'll show you that in a second. Now, with this pattern, you can do casters. I cut the casters, made the casters, but as you can tell, I didn't even put the casters on. I don't know why. I wasn't feeling it that much. And I just really think that this was just cute by itself. Now, some changes that I definitely need to make because, let me back up. I need to back up because I need to show you something I did do differently on the back of this. So, on the back of this shirt, you may not notice it, but usually there's a little bit of a pleat is usually here, but if you can't tell, it's completely smooth across. I ended up doing a dart. There is a dart here. I'll turn it around on the inside and a dart here. So instead of doing a pleat, I decided to do a dart because when I wear this top, what happens is, you see I'm right here. What happens is it bellows out in the back of me and it has this excise bubble from my back here all the way to the top of my bum. And that bellow out, it just makes me not like the shirt as much. So I just easily, it's a real easy process. I just used an inch up here and then where the waistline kind of hits, I went into maybe 1.5 inches and total, and then tapered it out about 4 inches down. And that's one way you can kind of give the same effect, same effect you can get when you do princess seams. It's the same concept. So that's how I fixed that for me. But yeah, I almost forgot that. I need to make sure I told y'all that because I'm planning to tuck this shirt in. So anyway, back to these pants. So these paper bags pants, there is definitely some changes I need to make. There is inseam pockets. I did French seam them. It took me a minute. I had to think it through because I hadn't done it in a while. There's a way I usually do it. And usually my pocket I do differently for French seams, but I wasn't thinking at the time. the things that I noticed that I have to change. I need to have a bigger rise. Hopefully, I'll be able to post some pictures either in the community, or I'm gonna do a reel of me in the clothes, and I'll just put them there so you can actually see the finished item on the body. So the rise is okay in the back, but I think I needed at least another inch, would make it way better. And then in the front, I need to shorten it an inch because it's more like when I put it on, it sits up higher than I would like, probably about an inch above my actual belly button. So to make it kind of sit more level, I am going to actually reduce it in the front and add in the back. Then the other thing I did was this paper bag look is supposed to be a half an inch higher. I actually shortened it because I thought it was going to be too much. I was right, but I probably should have did it differently. Am I going to wear them? Yes. Are they cute on? Yes. So we're okay with that. I did do what, an inch and a quarter hem. I double folded it. That is the finish. The inside. I still need to cut some strings. I did just go ahead and serge up here because I didn't want that bulk. I just serged the hem of the turner band. I used about an inch. Hey girl, just wanted to let you know that God loves you and hope you have a great day. Thank you. Thank you. I know he loves me. I appreciate it too. I appreciate that. So I did the pockets, French seamed them, and I'm glad I did. And the only reason why I did is because I was being lazy. Because I didn't want to change the thread on my serger, and I didn't want all that black in there. That is, I do have olive green, and I had enough, but I refused to change the thread in the machine. So this one, I will put the actual pattern that I use in the description. So you have to come back for that one because I don't know what I did with it. I didn't know. I didn't know. So these two items are the most recent makes in the last week. All right. I don't think I've shown y'all this one. And part of the reason why is because I was trying to figure out where the pattern was so I can tell you what pattern it was. And then I was going to do it where I recorded it. That didn't happen. Ouch. So this one was my tester to see if I like the pattern. This is a jersey knit. This fabric came from Fabric Mart. A lot of my fabrics I do get from them because I like Fabric Mart. So this one was give it a try and let's see what happens. It is a jersey knit. It is lined with some cheap rib knits that I probably got from Walmart in like one of those Walmart bundles. It works perfectly because it's lightweight, breathable. It is fully lined at the top part, and then the bottom is not lined at all. So I really like this one. I need to find a brown or something brown I can wear with it. So everything's encased. Put a piece of elastic around it. This was not required. The pattern I used is McCall's 8142. I used the top portion of this dress to make it. And once I did, I really, really did like it. Um, I don't know where my scissors is, so I can cut while I'm talking. Um, I really did like it because it's such a easy, quick make. Um, it really didn't take long. Probably the only part that was a little like not hard to do, but kind of time consuming was trying to get the corner, this corner right here. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. I did raise the neckline probably about an inch to an inch and a half because I don't like too much exposure. And I just put a peplum on because I tend to just like that look. And 9 times out of 10, I'm usually wearing something smooth, like a smooth item underneath, like a maxi skirt that's smooth or something. But this one, I did, of course, there's a hiccup. It's not completely matched. It's matched good up until you get to that brown. I don't know how I managed to do that. I try to pin it really well so that that didn't happen, but it still happens. And it's okay. It is fine. It is fine. Now, make sure if you haven't already, like and subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to see sewing projects, whether finished or in progress, or sew along with me, then come on through and hang out a bit. I like to do this. I like to play with fabric. That's the main thing. I like to play with fabric. And Lord knows I need to probably clean out some of this fabric because I got a lot. I got a lot. But this one, once I made it, honey, what do you think happened? I had to make another one. Duh. I had to make another one. So the other one I made. Now, I'm gonna put one thing on real quick because this is a polyester blend. It did come from Fabric Mart. It's the feel of it is very similar to a ITY, but it's more the featherweight version, so it's the lighter weight. It's not as heavy. So I'm gonna show you one thing. Oh, we're doing something crazy. Oh, it be doing stuff. Okay. So I made this. This one I don't think I ever shown y'all. It is a. I'm gonna probably have to put in the thing, but I'm showing it because I like the pattern, and you can wear it with a. Like it was eventually in the beginning, I was planning to make it long sleeve to wear with the pants that I had. Well, Leslie decided to go through a weight loss, and in the process, I got me a vest that is just too big. I'm gonna push y'all back. It is just too big. It may not seem that big to y'all, but for me, it's really big at the top, not the bottom, but it's the top. And with it being so like loose, it just it doesn't feel great. So I just don't like the way I feel in it. It's not horrible or anything. I just feel like it's just too roomy. It's too roomy. So I hadn't talked about it, hadn't really shown it because it was so big. So I made my pants, and no telling what pants pattern I use because I pretty much do the same kind of setup every time I make my pants. So I made these pants. These were earlier in the year. Never shown y'all. I did. My elastic that I used was what, inch and a half, almost 2 inches, and it's a very pliable elastic, which was not the best choice, but that's what I had. So I did several rows to kind of give it some more stability. So it's a basic pull-on pair of wide leg pants. Basic pair. I think I'm gonna have to actually take and put some darts in it because I did it earlier in the year. But these pants, this material is, you may not be able to tell. It's like I said, it's a featherweight style. Hey Keisha. So it's a featherweight style or featherweight ITY similar fabric. And because it was so thin, I was worried about it see-through, and I was planning to wear it not only in the summertime but in the fall and winter. So I lined the pants. Because I think I tried on a pair of pants or I tried on something. So I just lined that area more so to cover my underwear. Because girl don't have all black underwear. Oh, I ain't got a whole bunch. So just in case I decide to grab a pair of red, you can't see it. So that's why I lined that. So these pants were done, and I had did this. Like I said, this is too big, and I'm gonna probably sell it. When? I don't know. I don't know. We shall see that. So once I realized that I was not going to be wearing this, which I will have to give y'all the pattern. It'll be in the description which one it was. I just don't see it right here. I'll put the description. It's an older pattern, I'm almost sure. So I'll put that in there. Because of that, I made sure I decided to make me, thank you. I decided to make me a top that I could wear comfortably with those pants. And again, this is M8142. So this time I actually did this sleeve and the top portion, the pink one, to make it. I raised the neckline up about an inch so that I wouldn't be so exposed. And that's pretty much all well, other than the peplum. I did realize that I probably need to drop, I should have did the sleeves maybe another inch longer, because I like when I put it on, I like it to hang across my wrist really nicely. And I think it was slightly short, but not short enough that nobody really sees it, but short enough to get on my nerves. So instead of course, doing the skirt portion, I just put a waistband, and I did that instead of doing the other way, which I put elastic in. I used this as elastic, so I tapered it in much smaller for the waist, and just did the peplum on the bottom. I did it shorter for this one than the other one. If you can't tell, it's a minute difference between the two, but how much I added on is the same, if you can tell. But this band takes up the 2 inches that was on the bottom of this. So same top, totally different look. Long sleeve, no sleeves. I just need to make something brown to kind of go with it. That's the only thing I haven't done. So the next thing, and of course I probably can't find it. Well, I was going to show you the other skirt that I made. I think I showed it on the last one, but where I put it at is, I don't know. I don't know where I put it. There's another one I wanted to show y'all, but I don't know where I put the skirt. I usually hang things up. Okay, there's 2 items that I can show you because I don't see the other one I want to show y'all. And it's okay. It happens. I just moved it somewhere that it makes no sense at all. No sense at all. No sense at all. But that's okay. So this one is another item I've made. It's self-drafted. Self-drafted. My plan is to kind of make me a jersey dress of some sort to wear with this. to add pops of color. Now, what I'm going to tell you is I don't like the fabric. I like the print. Let me be correct. I don't like the fabric because this is actually definitely a polyester. I work with polyester fabrics. That's not a big issue to me, but certain feels, sometimes I don't like them. Okay? Sometimes I don't like them. But I really love the print. I had bought this probably 3-4 years. The print I bought 3 or 4 years ago, and I got it through Temu, and it's a definite polyester. So you have to be very careful when you iron it. But I just love the fact that the color is so vibrant. But I just don't like the quality of the fabric of this particular one. I've gotten some from Temu and it's not a problem, but this one and probably 2 other ones I got weren't the greatest. I can read, I just didn't do a good job. I should have read the description better. And that's really all it entails. If you don't read the description and you don't understand fabric weight and content, especially if they put the GMS on there, GSM on there, you can pretty much figure out the weight, but sometimes you don't. Anyway, so this one I made. This one's probably like the most simplest thing you can do. It doesn't have pockets. I am filling 4 pockets, but you can tell I ain't got no pockets in here. But it's almost a kimono or wrap style. You can wear it open, depending on your mood. I usually kind of do a lot of A-line because I am smaller on top, hippier on the bottom, and it just makes things flow better. This time for this one, of course, as you can tell, I made a tie to go with it. So we have a way of tying it. My goal is to possibly make me a maxi fitted tank dress or something that I can wear. And this will be the added color to it. I like it. Let's hope I don't fall. I was about to fall, y'all. I was about to fall. But I always like A-line, period. I think I like to twirl. I think that's my thing. Anybody out there like to twirl? Because I know I do. I know it's a kid thing, but I like to twirl. So, but that's the sum of this. Make sure if you haven't already, like the video. If you haven't said hello to me, make sure you do so I can say hey back. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe if you like pattern reviews or looking at new fashions or something somebody's on. I just like to play with fabric. That's what I do. So that's that one. And we have one more. Okay. So this one is not complete. I'm gonna show you a flaw or an issue that I have that I need to fix. And then I'm gonna show you one that I really love that I need a skirt to go to. Skirt, pants, something. I just ain't made it yet because I thought by now I would have figured out what I really wanted, and I hadn't. So let me look for the pattern real quick. Okay. All right. So, okay. So in most cases, I do read directions. In most cases, I do read directions. Well, no, I don't always read directions. But if it's a project that is totally like set up differently, I usually read directions. But if it looks like something I can just go on and just sew it, I usually do that. And I'm usually fine. But y'all, I didn't do that. I didn't do that for this project. And it's been sitting in my closet probably about 2 months. Yeah. And I have to have the gumption, desire to go ahead and do seam ripping. because if I don't, I'm going to be very irritated by the project and it will never get finished. So, this is M7624. This is the one I was doing. So it wasn't a contrast. I did this one, short sleeve and everything. Okay. I'm going to put it on the mannequin to kind of talk about it, because Lord knows I made some mistakes. And it happened. It's okay. It is okay. I almost forgot about it until literally, I walked in here and looked. So now y'all probably say it's done and I should be good. Oh, yeah. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring y'all a little closer. Girl, honey, I'm struggling because I think it's so cute. That's the bad part. If it wasn't cute, then I would be okay. I'm not okay. I'm not okay, and that's why I hadn't talked about it, and that's why I was gonna try to be slick and just brush over it or something else, but let's just say it's something that is great to wear, and all I need is like a tank dress to wear underneath it, and we're good to go. But I have some issues with a lot of stuff. I may take it apart, I may not, who knows, but I'm gonna go on and tell y'all I did make mistakes. Now y'all probably looking at it and y'all say, oh, it's nothing wrong with it, right? That looks fine. Let me bring y'all a little closer. Y'all probably see most of it. Okay. Can you tell what's missing? I'm going to show you the pattern again, and I'm going to show you the line drawing because you'll be able to see it in the line drawing. And I'm going to point it out. So, you see the contrast? That strip is going down the middle. Guess what's not on here? You see it? It ain't there. So the neckline is too wide. So in my, skills, things that I change, the reason why it may or may not get adjusted. One, I've already top stitched it. I top stitched it all the way down. And this is before I figured out what I did. You know how you find a piece, your fabric, or find a piece that you cut out, I'm like, where'd it go? Where is it supposed to go? And you figure out afterwards where it's supposed to go after you do all the... That's where I went to. So I knew the neckline was too wide and like it was too much, not enough coverage. So I was like, well, what'd I do? But the other thing I noticed is why I kept on saying, why is there a seam right there? There shouldn't be a seam in the middle of my dress. There's no reason for a seam. Because it's not supposed to be a seam right there. It's supposed to be a panel going straight down the middle. So that, girl, neckline, I said, was too big, right? This is what I did in the back. I just put a vent. I put the interfacing in. That's why it drops like it does. It needs that extra panel. I put a dart in the back. I wasn't planning to do the straps, but I was at the point where I think I didn't have enough. And I ended up doing just a really thin strap. Let me see if I can read that. Okay, the pattern is McCall's 7624 is this one. If I hadn't made the mistake, it would be so much better. So much better. Now, the other thing I probably would change. So if I don't take this apart and just tack things down and just leave it as is, the things that I would change. One Whenever I usually have a band in the front, I usually like my bands to go all the way around. So I will probably change and actually make an actual band because the look of it just tends to look better to me. And in that band, I will probably put a piece of elastic and increase this back panel a little bit more to make it a little bit fuller because it's not that full. I will probably put pockets in it. It just will take me a minute to kind of draft it. You want the short version? I usually like maxis because when I sit down, my hips spread, my dresses get short, and I don't like to fight with it. It's a hassle. So, and if it's not below like 3 inches below my knees, I usually don't like the dresses that short. I usually do calf length and maxis most of the time. I do have some shorts, but not too often. But the other thing I would change, it's suggested to put interfacing in this. I probably wouldn't do that next time. What else? I will remember to put the band in the middle, and maybe read the description or read the directions better. I haven't even taken out all the extra stitching and trimmed it because I just was like, I don't know about this one. I don't know. So this. I wouldn't say it's a complete fail or anything because I still can wear it. Okay, it's not a complete fail. It's just a disappointing project because I did not create it the way it was intended to be. Will I make it again? Once I get over my hurt feelings, I may give it a try again. As of right now, I'm still too hurt. That's why I almost forgot that it was in the closet. Shit. That's how that one is. Now, the last one actually is a mood design. Like I said, most times I do not read directions. So I know that a lot of people who do like the Mood Society projects, they complain about the directions. They complain about it wasn't put together or this. I use them as guides. Every pattern for me is a guide. I am not required to do it the way they tell me to do it. Why? Because I'm in my house and I do what I want to do. You curvy, honey, I'm just a little too curvy sometimes. It makes it difficult to wear certain things. But I am not required to do exactly what they tell me to do. And I like that. I think that's one of the things I love the most about being a creative. Like, say, for instance, this dress. I know y'all have seen it probably in a reel. But this dress, I consider a scrap dress. I made this dress probably between 6 to 8 years ago, something like that. And this is when I was doing a lot of fashion shows, and I probably did like, I don't know how many different outfits out of this fabric because I probably got like 10 yards or whatever when I bought it. I remember doing a that's what I did. I did like a crop top hoodie, like 2 different ones. Did a pencil skirt, did some joggers, and I did something else. And then I had this left over. And I'm going to figure out how to use as much of the fabric so I don't toss too much. So I had literally just this jar, and then the rest of it was like scrap pieces. So I put a band around the neckline, and this is a crinkled chiffon or georgette. And I took and put that at the bottom of the dress. I'll push y'all back so you can see it. And then I put some more of this at the very bottom of the hem. And the only reason why I did that is to give it a little bit of weight. Because, chiffon will fly around. Georgette will kind of fly around. And to stabilize it a little bit, it was easier this way. So that's why the bottom is completely black. So you can see through this. It's not completely see through. And then I just put a little bit of the fabric on the very bottom. And then what you couldn't see, but you probably didn't notice, there is a pocket right here. Yeah, I can sit my hands like this. It was just, I was thinking of the, what is it called? The muffin. I don't know. You know the little thing you can have the fluffy thing and you stick your hands in both sides. Old school. You don't see it now. But that was the thought process. I did that, but I decided to make a pocket. I did interface it. It's very stable. And yeah, I like the chain fabric too. So that's what I did with this. So the last thing I did with the last thing that y'all had not seen, Firesen blouse. I've been wanting a pussy bow blouse for the longest. And I have some patterns, but they were the wrong size. And I wanted to play with it. I really like dramatic sleeves. I like cuff, muff. There you go. I couldn't think of it for nothing. Thank you. And so I found this pattern free on Mood Society. This is the pattern that I found. It's a very easy, it took me probably no time to make it. And here she go. I like the fact the tie is completely attached. I don't know if I lengthened it or not. I don't remember. I think I may end up just going ahead and tacking some stuff down and leave this as is. That's what I may just do, y'all, because it's pretty much finished. I just need to do a hem on the bottom, to be honest. I really don't need to take it apart. I really don't need to do anything else, but you know, it still wasn't totally the way I wanted it, but it still looks nice. I may end up doing some extra stitching in some places so that it doesn't come up like the neckline. You see it's rolling up. I may do that and leave it at that. That's what I may do. Because it's otherwise, it's still a nice dress. It's just not made completely correctly. You know, certain things disappoint you, but you got to sometimes move on. So I'm going to put this on here and show y'all. I wanted a yellow skirt. That's why I hadn't shown y'all. I was planning to model it and show y'all like the whole setup, get up, and Leslie just didn't do it. Why? I don't know. I have a yellow, but I don't know if I really want a pencil skirt. I don't know if that's the look I really want. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. So, now, I tell y'all, I do like this top now. If I just made me a black slip skirt, it would be perfect. Just black slip skirt would just probably set the whole thing off. So it is, the tie is connected. So there's no notions right here. There is a buttonhole and stuff for the sleeve. I like how high or wide the tie is, so you get a nice nice bow. Probably the only other thing I would do is this tie is a little bit shorter than I anticipated. The way the picture shows it, as if it's like really full. If you didn't see the picture, I'll show you again. It makes you think it's really full. Nope, it is not. It is not. So I can get a bow, but it's just not like as big as I want it to be. Not as big as I want it to be. But it looks good. The sleeves, talk about like pretty, okay? pretty. The sleeves are just pretty. The buttons I use, I've probably had these buttons a good 15 years. I'm going to show them to you. They just complement the look so much. That's why I think I can get away with doing black skirt. So here is the buttons. Well, you can't really see them, huh? They're black and white. I think they go really well with the look. It's so, ooh. It's just, ooh-wee, okay? I have a few other prints, a few other chiffons that I would love to make this top again. And like I said, probably on the next one, I would definitely lengthen my tie. Probably about 4 inches more. About 4 inches, probably give me exactly what I want. But I definitely need to work on making me a skirt or some kind of bottom to go with it so I can wear it. And I'll just wear, you know, some kind of, I got a tan like cami that I can wear underneath where you don't notice it, which would be great. So that I'm happy with the things I've made. I haven't made as much as I normally would. I've been slow going, trying to figure out what I like, because these are over, I've probably been working on these items, I don't know how long. I don't know. I'll just work on a project and then do other like alterations and stuff in between for different people. And then I'll come back to my projects. That's kind of how I work. I do want to do, there's a couple things I want to do. I talked about it in the last video and I've made a decision about it. If I can find, that's the other thing, I can't find the textured material that I had. I don't know where I set it at. And that's why I'm a little bummed. Oh, I need that. I've been looking for this folder. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I've been looking for a folder, a calendar. This is where I usually put in my different projects I've worked on. And I hadn't put these projects in here that I need to put in. But there's a couple things I want to do. And of course, I can't find the one I want to show y'all. So I talked about making a jacket. I think it was my last live I did a jacket to go with this skirt that I had worked on. This is a skirt that I worked on. I did the long version and it was out of a textured material, which I don't know where nothing is, y'all. And I have decided that, in fact, is the one Keisha had suggested that I do. I think it's 8040 or something like that. M8040. I'm going to definitely do that jacket. I'm going to crop it a little bit because after she pointed it out, she was like, oh, I can see it for the fall. It would be great with a pair of boots. And I'm like, I think I have a pair of boots that will work perfectly for it. So I got to find the skirt because I don't know what to do with it. 2, go ahead and find the pattern and make the jacket. Now that's one project I plan to work on. Not necessarily this week, but coming up. And there's one other project I want to talk about, which I'll be starting to work on probably tomorrow. There is Pattern Hackathon starting. Chris of Unsocial does every year in July, where she has different inspirations to work on and you want to hack the patterns. So I'm going to do a couple, or at least one I know of, like currently right now that I know I want to do because I need to get it done anyway. This one is another Mood Society pattern. So this one, I can't pronounce it. Don't ask me. I'm going to work on this one. It's a quilted jacket. I am doing it for my grandkids. So last year I had did or went to a thrift store and I picked up this fabric or this blanket. You see it's got flowers, butterflies. They concentrate right down here and they kind of lessen up here, but then it's pink at the bottom. So it does have ruffle or had ruffles on it. So what my plan is to be able to make two different jackets. One's gonna have the more rounded edge, and I will use it and do the pink version, and the sleeves will probably be towards the top, and then I'll make the other one. But I'm gonna have to be very strategic on how I plan it, and I'll trim out anything that I have left. I'll be trimming it out with the pink because I have like extra ruffle material to be able to do it. So I'll hopefully be able to make two. I shouldn't have a problem. Two of these. And the other thing I'm going to change about is I'm not going to do just the collar. One of them may end up with a collar, but the other one I'm definitely going to make it with the hood. And being that it's already quilted, which I am, it's a twin size. So, and they're 14 and 10? 14 and 10, I think. Or 14 and going to be 11. 1 or 2. Something like that. And they like whimsical things. So I would love to get these done and to be able to send them to them before the fall starts. They get colder where they live at. They're in Kansas. They get colder quicker. So this is one project I want to do. The jacket for me, I want to get that done. I do plan to line it. And there's some other things I want to work on, but I'm going to take my time. I am still focusing on trying to empty out my project bin. That's something I got to work on. So I'm going to go through that. Any projects I can complete for myself, I will. And then I'm probably going to complete some projects, either gift it or sell it, because I need to clean out, y'all. I just got too much. Including some fabrics. There's some fabrics I realize I just don't like. You know how you buy fabric? You love it. You love it when you buy it. But if you don't make something right quick with it, sometimes it's like later on you look at it like, why did I buy this? I don't really like this. Do I have a lot of fabric like that? Probably. So I am going to try an app out. We'll see how that works out. Anyway. I appreciate y'all spending any time with me. I did not anticipate being on here almost an hour. I need to go get me a snack and take me a pain pill. Girl, I'm in pain. I'm uncomfortable. Am I okay? Yeah, I'm okay. But I still need to take a pain pill. I done had a day. But that's what I'm getting ready to do. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming in and watching. Anybody who does the replay, make sure you make a comment in the comments below. Let me know where you're from. And if you haven't already, subscribe. I appreciate y'all. And I will catch y'all later. I will be posting some more videos. I'm trying to get on a schedule. Yeah. Just be patient with me. I'm trying to get it together. I'm going to get it together. They may be older videos, but they're still good videos, okay? So much love to you all, and y'all have a great and wonderful week. And maybe I'll be live next week. It may be a Tuesday, okay? Love you, honey. Good night. Thanks for watching. Catch y'all later.